Our discussion on crop science will not be completed without us talking about plant parts and its function. So that is why our topic for today will revolve around plant anatomy and physiology. We will start off by discussing about the plant cell, and then to the plant tissues, and later on the major plant organs. So let's start off with the plant cells. Plant cells are the basic structural and functional unit of plants. They are, ang type nila is eukaryotic. Eukaryotic cells is different from the prokaryotic cells. Ito yung two main types of cells. Primarily kasi ang eukaryotic cells, very evident yung kanyang nucleus. And it is surrounded by a wall and it contains yung DNA materials natin. At the same time, eukaryotic cells, marami siyang organelles within it. Whereas ang prokaryotic cells, hindi ganun ka-define yung kanyang nucleus and hindi rin ganun karami yung kanyang organelles. Let's proceed with talking the major parts of the plant cell na sa tingin ko relevant sa pag-aaral ng crop science. Unahin natin, of course, yung cell wall. Cell wall, ito yung outer layer ng cell itself. Okay? And ang partner niyan lagi is yung cell membrane, which is the inner layer part, okay, of the cell wall. So yung cell wall, yung nasa labas, yung nasa loob nun, that is also protecting the cell, is your cell membrane. Ang main function ng dalawang to is for support and structure. Okay? Support and structure ng cell. Yung pinakabida na part ng cell is yung ating nucleus. Yung nucleus contains the DNA or the information na kailangan ng ating cell. So yan, the nucleus protects the DNA of the cell. The fourth one would be our cytoplasm. And the cytoplasm is all of these yellow bodies na nakikita natin dito. Okay? So, kumbaga siya yung parang pinakatubig ng plant cell natin that contains all of the organelles and the nucleus of the cell. Okay? So, yun yung ating cytoplasm. Our chloroplast is this one, is the site of photosynthesis. It's the site of photosynthesis that converts light energy into glucose or sugar. Mitochondria, ito yon. Ito yung powerhouse of the cell natin. Vacuoles naman, yan yung malaking storage area sa plant cell. Usually, it contains water, it contains waste, and it also contains sugar. So, ang main function niya is for storage. Yung plasmodesmata is a passageway from one cell to another. So, ito yung mga yung butas na yan. So, isipin nyo na lang, itong cell na to ay may katabi siyang another cell. And para mag-interact yung cell na to, either magta-transfer ng nutrients from one cell to another, magta-transfer ng proteins, kailangan ng passageway. Yan yung plasmodesmata. So, yung cytoplasm, yung parang tubig from this cell, ay nakakonect sa tubig, sa cytoplasm ng cell dito sa kabila through the plasmodesmata. And if there are any information or nutrients that needs to be transferred from this cell going to this cell, it will be through the plasmodesmata. So let's talk about the other parts here. Peroxisomes and lysosomes. Although hindi common ang lysosomes sa mga halaman, they typically function as a detoxifying organelle. So kapag may anything toxic doon sa cell, sila yung lumalaban. Ganun na lang natin isipin. Ribosomes, they are the site of protein synthesis. So they create proteins for the cell. And ang katabi niya is yung tinatawag nating endoplasmic reticulum. This one. Okay? Ngayon, kapag itong ribosomes na to dumikit doon sa endoplasmic reticulum, ang tawag mo dyan, rough endoplasmic reticulum. And ang pinaka-main na function niya is also for protein synthesis or creation of proteins for the cell. Kapag naman walang ribosome yung endoplasmic reticulum mo, ang tawag mo dyan, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Kung ang rough endoplasmic reticulum is for protein synthesis, ang smooth endoplasmic reticulum naman is for the creation of fat or lipid synthesis. Now, the proteins that is being produced in the endoplasmic reticulum is actually being sent to the next organelle called the Golgi apparatus. Yung Golgi apparatus mo is basically the packaging center of proteins. So dyan, sa organelle na yan, pinapak and then tinatransport rin yung proteins into the different parts of the cell. Klaro? Okay. Now, after the cell, alam naman natin, basic science or basic biology natin, that a clump of cell will be composed of a what? A pack of cells will consist a tissue. So just like human tissue, meron din tayong different types of plant tissues, and they are categorized into three. The first one would be the dermal tissues, and yung pinaka-components niyan is yung epidermis mo and periderm. What is the function of the dermal tissue? Okay, so dermal means parang skin, no? Outer layer. It is for protection and to prevent loss of water in the plants. The next part would be your ground tissue. Yan yung ground tissue natin is basically the cells that are doing its main parts. So ang pinaka-function niya is metabolism, storage, and support. And we have three components, three cells that makes up the ground tissue. We have the parenchyma cells, collenchyma cells, and sclerenchyma cells. The third type of tissue is the vascular tissue system, which ang pinaka-main na function niya naman is for the transportation of water and sugar. And there are two types of cells that acts as a vascular tissue. We have the xylem and we have the phloem. Now let's delve deeper into each tissue system. Okay. Let's move forward with the dermal tissue system. Again, ang pinaka-function niya is to protect the plant and to prevent the loss of water. Ang pinaka major part ng dermal tissue system is the epidermis itself. So ito yon. Okay. It is a single layer of cells covering the plant. Okay. In woody plants, covering the young plants. So ang epidermis natin, yan yung outer covering ng halaman, and it contains several parts as well. Kung titingnan natin, may mga butas siya dyan. So yung butas na to is actually your stomata. Ito yon. And yung stomata is surrounded by what we call guard cells that opens and closes para mag-release ng tubig and magpasok ng oxygen, or magko-close siya para hindi lumabas yung water. So kapag maraming tubig yung halaman and it's a very hot day, maraming tubig yung halaman, so these guard cells will open up, ilalabas niya yung excess na water, and then magpapapasok siya ng oxygen na gagamitin niya sa kanyang metabolic processes. Kapag naman wala masyadong tubig yung halaman and kailangan niyang mag-preserve, these guard cells will close, therefore closing the stomata para ma-preserve yung tubig sa loob ng halaman. Okay? So itong outer layer din ng ating epidermis, meron tayong parang waxy substance na mapapansin. So parang waxy substance. Kapag hinawakan mo, for example, yung dahon, mapapansin mo parang may pagka-waxy na feeling. So ang tawag natin dyan is your cuticle. And ang purpose din ng cuticle is to prevent water loss. This one, ito yung parang hair-like structure na to, ang tawag natin dyan is trichomes. Okay? And itong trichomes na to appears not on all plants but on some plants. And ang pinaka function niya is protection, temperature regulation, and water retention. Okay? Ang periderm, yan yung epidermis. One way of looking at it is basically epidermis ng mga woody plants. Kasi 'di ba, ang woody plants hindi naman yan nag-i-start as kapag tumubo yung nag-sprout, let's say yung seed ng woody plants, hindi naman yan agad may kahoy. Tama? Pero as time goes by, the epidermis will soon turn into a woody structure, and that woody structure is now called as periderm. Okay? Let's now move with the ground tissue system. Again, sabi ko sa inyo kanina, yung mga cells sa ground tissue system functions primarily for metabolism, and kung ano yung ginagawa mismo ng cell, yun yung function ng ground tissue system. So for example, yung ating parenchyma cells, yan yung talaga yung cells na gumagawa talaga ng function ng halaman. So kumbaga ito yung core na gumagawa ng function ng halaman. So they are most common in ano yung mga functions niya for photosynthesis, storage, and tissue repair. So siya yung parang pinakaloob na cell, let's just say it, na cell that functions that makes up the major functions of the plants. Yung cholenchyma cells mo, yan yung parang medyo nasa outer layer na ng halaman. And it provides supports in growing parts of the plant. So, di ba, yung halaman natin, lumalaki yan. Tama? So, yung outer part niya that is growing, that is providing support to the plant, ito, let's say yan, sa celery, yan yung cholenchyma cells. Now, matibay yung part na yan. Kasi nga, it is providing structure to the plants. Pero wala nang mas titibay pa sa sclerenchyma cell. Yan yung pinakamatibay among the three. Ang sclerenchyma cell, it provides mechanical strength. Okay? And usually, usually, sclerenchyma cells, they are dead at maturity, pero very, very thick and lignified yung kanilang walls. So for example, yung rope natin, nagawa sa hemp, these are actually sclerenchyma cells na tumigas. And these are very, very sturdy as their main purpose is to provide mechanical strength to the plant. The next tissue system is the vascular tissue system, which its main purpose is for the transport of water and sugar. So the first one would be the xylem. The xylem conducts water and minerals from the roots. So ang xylem from the roots, galing sa roots yung water and minerals, and itinatransport niya yan pataas. Okay? So the xylem is the pink part here. Yan, pataas. Whereas ang phloem mo naman, it transports organic nutrients, primarily sugar, okay, from leaves. So galing naman yan sa dahon to the other parts of the plants. So ang ating xylem, unidirectional siya. So from the roots to the leaves, yun ang kanyang direction. Ang phloem naman, multidirectional. From the leaves to the other parts of the plants. So not necessarily pababa, not necessarily pataas, but all of the direction na kailangan puntahan, na kailangan niyang puntahan kasi nga ang kine-carry niya, remember guys, ang kine-carry ng phloem is sugar. And sugar is very important sa main functions and processes ng halaman para siya ay makapag-metabolize, para siya ay makapag-reproduce. Klaro? Okay. Now, we're done with the plant tissue system. Wait. So, another topic would probably be, ano ba ang primary and secondary growth in plants in relation to tissues? Okay? Paano ba lumalaki ang halaman? So, that's the question. So, we have two kinds of growth. We have primary growth and secondary growth. Ang primary growth is yung paglaki ng halaman vertically. So it's either pataas and pababa. So sa halaman, katulad din ng tao, nagsisimula tayong lumaki vertically. Alright? So yung paglaki ng roots and paglaki ng stem, yan ay primary growth. It occurs on the apical meristems. So ito yung meristems, ito yung part ng halaman that is continuously dividing cells, okay? So the apical meristems, and it increases the length of roots and shoots. Kung papansinin natin, ito yung apical meristem, ano? Dito sa site na to, nagpuproduce siya ng maraming cell, okay? Now kapag ito ay root apical meristem, kapag nagpuproduce siya ng maraming cell dito, pinupush out niya yung cell pataas para lumaki yung halaman, and then at the same time pinupush out din niya yung cell pababa dito para humaba yung roots. Kapag naman dito sa shoot apical meristem, mostly nagdi-divide yung mga cells dyan, and then pinupush down niya yung mga cells, okay? Para lumago rin yung halaman. Okay? Klaro? Yan. So, ang ating secondary growth naman is yung paglaki. Kanina, kung ang primary growth natin is the growth vertically, ang secondary growth natin is the growth horizontally. So, yung parang pagpapalapad ng halaman. Okay? So, ganito nyo na lang siya isipin. Meron tayo, di ba? Meron tayo yung xylem and phloem that serves as the transport system of the plant. Right? So, kung ito yung xylem natin, tapos ito yung phloem natin, ang gitna nun is yung tinatawag nating vascular cambium. Ang vascular cambium, siya yung parang region ng cell na nagpo-produce ng marami ng cells that will turn into xylem. So, lalaki yung halaman kasi it will turn into xylem. So, mararami yung cells dyan sa part na yan. And at the same time, pinaparami rin niya yung cells ng phloem. So, lalapad rin siya on the left-hand side in our diagram. Okay? So, these are the two kinds of growth in plants in relation to our discussion about plant tissues. Primary growth is the growth vertically. Secondary growth is the growth horizontally, or yung pagpapalapad ng halaman. Ang primary growth natin, it occurs at the apical meristems. So, nandyan yung active cell division. Whereas ang secondary growth naman natin, it happens in the vascular cambium. So after the discussion on tissues, let's move forward with the discussion on plant organs. So ito yung mga major plant organs natin. We have the roots. Of course, ang function ng roots is to anchor the plant and absorb water and nutrients from the soil para maipadala sa halaman. Then we have now the stems, which support the leaves, the flowers, and the fruits, and at the same time transport water, nutrients, and sugars from the roots going to the other parts of the plants. Ang leaves natin is the main site of photosynthesis. The flowers, yan yung reproductive structure ng halaman that will soon produce the seed. Yung fruits natin is an organ that protects and help in the dispersal of seeds. And of course, yung seeds natin contains the embryo that would ensure na napopropagate or na nagre-reproduce yung plant species. So let's delve deep into each of these plant organs. So let's talk about the roots. Okay, the roots has 4 regions. We have the root crop, the region of cell division, and the region of cell elongation, and the region of cell maturation. So ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. The region of cell division, dito sa region na to, cells are actively dividing. So when it is dividing, it is then pushing cells na maging root cup, or it would push cells into the region of cell elongation. So yung root cup natin, yan yung protective layer ng ating roots, and mayroon ding mucus dyan that allows the roots to absorb efficiently yung mga nutrients sa soil. Yun yung function ng root cup. Ang region of cell division, yan yung site kung saan most of the cells are dividing constantly dividing siya, kaya nga siya region of cell division. And kapag pinush niya pataas yung mga cells na to, yan naman napupunta yan sa region of cell elongation, where yung cells na nandito undifferentiated. Ibig sabihin, wala pang purpose yung cell na yan. So, ibig sabihin, yung mga cells na nandito, cell lang siya, pero hindi pa basically niya alam kung ano yung function niya, or hindi pa niya alam kung magiging anong tissue siya. Okay? So, that's the region of cell elongation. So, yan yung right after the region of cell division. And afterwards, kapag nag-push through, nag-divide yung cell dyan, so paakyat yung cell, darating yung point na yung mga cells on the region of cell elongation will now be part of the region of cell maturation. So dito naman sa region na to, yung mga cells mo, specialized na sila. So meron na silang purpose. Okay? Alam na nila kung what type of tissue will they be, and now they will serve yung function na dapat nilang gampanan at this region. And of course, we have root hairs, which is basically additional structure ng roots for efficient absorption of minerals and nutrients in the soil. We have three types of root systems. Okay? Primarily, we have number one, yung ating taproot system, kung saan meron kang one major root sa gitna, tapos nagba-branch out. Then may branching out from that one major root. This is called your taproot system. For example, yung ating carrots. The other one would be your fibrous root system, kung saan medyo scattered yung production ng roots, no, on all directions. So wala siyang main root sa gitna, but rather nagba-branching out siya randomly. So that's your fibrous root system. Yung third type of root system naman is our adventitious roots, which is basically mga root parts na tumutubo hindi sa root part ng halaman, but rather on other parts of the plant. So such as your stem. So kapag nakakita ka ng roots sa stem ng halaman, then that's adventitious roots. Kapag nakakita ka ng roots sa, let's say, dahon ng halaman, then that's still adventitious roots. Okay? We now move forward with the stem. Again, as I have told you earlier, the stem is the part of the plant which is basically makikita natin above ground, and ang pinaka-purpose niya is the transport of nutrients from the roots going to the different plant parts. Yun ang function ng stem. Let's talk about some of the parts of the stem. We have the terminal bud and auxiliary bud. The terminal bud is basically yung tipmost part ng stem, and sa gitna nun, makakakita ulit tayo ng apical meristems wherein constant ulit na nagdi-divide yung mga cells dyan. So terminal bud is basically yung tip part ng stem, whereas yung auxiliary bud naman is the tip part ng leaf axil. Yun ang auxiliary bud. So ito. So sa auxiliary bud, makakakita din tayo ng apical meristems where active cell division is taking place. We also have the nodes. Nodes is kung saan tumutubo yung dahon ng halaman. Ngayon, ang dalawang nodes, yung gitna ng dalawang nodes, ang tawag mo dyan ay internode naman. So yung gitna ng dalawang nodes, ang tawag natin dyan ay internodes. This one is called the petiole, or in common terms, we call it as the leaf stalk, the stem that holds the leaf itself. Okay. Let's move forward with the leaf. Ano ang main function ulit ng leaf? It is the site of photosynthesis. It is the site of photosynthesis. So photosynthesis means yung sunlight energy, kinukuha yun ng halaman para makapag-produce siya ng sugar na gagamitin niya for its processes, reproduction, etc. Also, sa plant leaf, kung napansin nyo kanina when we're talking about the dermal tissue, nangyayari din dyan yung gas exchange. Okay? Through the gas exchange and transpiration through the stomata and guard cells. So yung opening and closing of the stomata via the guard cells can cause gases to exchange between the plant and the environment. At the same time, kapag masyadong mainit and kailangan ng halaman ma-cool down, yun din yung leaves din yung site of transpiration to cool the plants down. So yung opening and closing ng stomata na yun para mag-release ng water that would cool the plant. So parang nagpapawis yung halaman, that's transpiration. Yan. So stomata, the closing and opening of the stomata is functions for gas exchange and transpiration purposes. Now let's move with the plant or with flower. Okay, yung flower is the reproductive part of the plant. Ano yung mga major parts ng flower? So we have the carpel or the pistil. We call this as the pistil. Yan yung female reproductive part ng flower. So what we are seeing right now is a complete flower. Ibig sabihin, in one flower, nandyan yung female and male reproductive part. Kasi meron tayong mga incomplete flower kung saan male part lang or female part lang ng mga flower na yun. Dito, complete flower ito. So, ang carpel or pistil, it composes of the female reproductive parts. So, meron kang stigma. Diyan basically is a sticky portion ng pistil. Diyan pumapasok yung pollens na galing sa male reproductive part, which is your stamen. So, dyan yan. Didikit siya dyan. So, medyo sticky tong part na to para dumikit yung pollen dyan. And then, we have the style, which is basically yan yung stalk na nagko-connect sa stigma and the ovary. And within the style is we have the pollen tube. So, dyan bababa yung ating pollen para ma-reach niya yung mga egg cells sa ovary. The ovary is the one that contains the ovules, whereas the ovules contains the eggs here. Okay? So, yan yung female reproductive part ng halaman. Dako naman tayo sa male reproductive part ng halaman, which is, in general, we call that as stamen. So, kapag female reproductive part, carpel or pistil. Kapag male reproductive part, stamen naman ang tawag doon. Two parts lang ang stamen natin. We have the anthers. Yan, nandyan yung pollen. So, nandyan yung pollen. And we have the filament, which is basically the stalk that holds the anther. So, yung anther na to, para balikan lang ulit natin yung proseso, nagpuproduce siya ng pollen. Ngayon, kapag merong, let's say, wind or bee na dumikit dyan, so yung pollen na yan mapupunta dito. Okay? So, magi-stick siya sa stigma, bababa siya, up until such time na mapo-fertilize niya yung egg dito, and thus, magkakaroon na tayo ng seed, and later on, the production of fruit that would protect that seed. Some other parts is your petal. Alam na ano ang purpose ng petal? It is to attract insects for pollination. And we also have the sepal. The sepal protects the flower during the early stages of the flower. And we have the receptacle, which is basically holding the parts of the flower here, including the pistil and the stamen. Okay. Ngayon, yung flower natin, yun yung nagiging fruit. Okay? And the fruit functions to protect. Okay? It functions to protect yung seeds, and it also aids in its propagation. There are three kinds of fruits. We have number one, simple fruits. Ang simple fruits, yan yung mga fruits na galing sa isang pistil, sa isang female reproductive organ ng flower. Okay? Anong example dyan? Apples, oranges. Yan, these are your simple fruits. Ang aggregate fruits naman, these are fruits that come from multiple pistils or multiple female reproductive parts ng flower. So, ano example dyan? Your raspberry and also your strawberry. They are aggregate fruits. Ang multiple fruits naman or composite fruits ay galing sa maraming flowers. Okay? Example is yung ating pineapple. O ulitin ko, simple fruit galing lang sa one pistil or one female reproductive organ. Aggregate fruits galing sa multiple pistils. Whereas multiple fruits galing sa multiple flowers. Now, lastly na plant organ natin is of course yung pinaka-importante para mag-propagate yung lahi ng halaman, mag-survive yung kanyang genes is we call the seeds. The seeds is basically the ripened ovule, okay? Or yung egg doon sa flower kanina. So, nasa na ba yun? Flower. Yan. So, yan. So, yung ovule, kapag na-fertilize yan ng pollen, yan yung nagiging seeds. And actually, the seed is two-part. Meron kang embryo and meron kang tinatawag nating endosperm. So, yung embryo, nandyan yung genetic material ng halaman. Whereas yung endosperm naman, nandyan yung nutrients na kailangan ng halaman na kailangan ng embryo para lumaki siya. Okay? So, ito yon. This one is your embryo, nandyan yung genetic material ng halaman, and yung outer part niya serves as kumbaga parang bahay niya that contains all the nutrients para itong embryo na to ay mabuhay. There are two types of seeds. We have monocot and dicot. Kapag sinabi mong monocot, yung halaman, isang cotyledon lang siya. Okay? Isang cotyledon and basically a large endosperm to give the nutrients doon sa embryo. Kapag sinabi mo namang ang halaman mo ay dicot, they are two cotyledon. So para siyang two seed leaf. That's one way of thinking about it. Two seed leaf na pwede mong ma-split sa gitna. Yan. So ang monocot example niyan is corn. Ang dicot example niyan is beans. So ito pa yung mga other differences nila. Ang root system ng monocot is mostly fibrous. So they are branching out in all directions. Hindi ito mukhang fibrous, pero they are branching out in all directions. Ang dicot naman, taproot system siya. So meron kang main root, tapos may mga roots sa gilid na tumutubo. In terms of flower, ang monocot, they have petals in multiples of 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Yan. Yan yung flower niya. Whereas ang dicot, ang number of petals niya is around 4 or 5 petals only. In terms of leaves, ang monocot, narrow and parallel yung leaves, so grass-like, papansinin natin. Whereas ang mga dicot naman, palmate yung types of leaves nila and contains a net-like veins.